Hey guys, what's up? It's Samantha, and today I am back with a very timely second plan with me. I'm actually doing this voiceover on the Sunday of this week in the evening. I'm very proud of myself. This is the most timely plan with me I think I've done in well over a year. So I feel like I'm off to a good start. I've been feeling good this weekend. I took advantage of that to get stuff done. So for this plan with me, I'm using this really pretty wintry Christmas kind of kit from Scribble Co., but it leaned more towards outdoorsy, woodsy winter than Christmas. There's a couple of elements that have Christmassy things, but I thought it was wintry enough to go ahead and just use in January. Something I've actually discovered now that I'm filming Playing With Me's again is I did not buy enough winter kits. I have really cut back on the number of kits that I've been buying in the past 6 to 8 months, partly because I wasn't really memory keeping anymore and I wanted to use up kits I already had, but I have no extra wintry kind of kits, and I don't really even have a lot of anytime kits left. I used a lot of those anytime kits in my main planner, especially this past spring. So I think I'm going to have to do an emergency order of some Scribble Co. wintry kits so that I have a couple of kits to use for the rest of January. I'll probably use a romancy one for next week because it's my husband and I, our 5-year wedding anniversary, but girl needs a few more winter kits. So this week I did just use bougie boxes. That way I could just lay everything out in a column and not have to worry about spacing things out, since I struggled with that a little bit in my last plan with me. I just wanted to make this easy peasy, and the gold with the white kind of looked like snow. I just liked the look of it here. So I will say when I was in the middle of doing my sidebar, my camera battery cut off, and I did finish putting down my deco and my overlays off camera because I was on a roll last night. I did all the foundation stuff last night. That way I could just do my day by day today. Look at me, so prepared, but it's going to cut off in a minute or two here, and sorry about that. I just wanted to get it done because I was on a roll last night. So I did go with Scribble Co. gold foil for this. I had a couple of snowflake header and deco things left. And then I also pulled in a bunch of the twinkle full boxes and also just some plain line full box overlays, whatever the word for that is, line frame, something. I can't remember what she calls those, but I did do the snowflake headers. I had purchased 3 of those snowflake foiled samplers, so I had just enough snowflake headers for the spread here. And then on the sidebar, I did use some glitter headers to separate out between things, and I just grabbed some gold bow header overlays to stick on those since I didn't have any extra snowflake headers. No big deal. And the sidebar here is gonna cut off, but on my sidebar I ended up doing 3 full boxes and then 1 squared off half box, just to mark that this week I was still in my lupus flare, but there wasn't really enough to mark 3 things there. So you can see how it all turned out with lots of glittery deco bits. I did use gold snowflake deco and some gold twinkle deco in the deco area space, and then just gold foil numbers to mark the dates, and those are from Scribble Co. as well. So Monday I worked 9 to 5, and we had our department pizza party that was sort of like our holiday thing after all the craziness and everyone being off was over. And Monday afternoon, I had some wild and crazy patrons. There was a guy who was aggressively hitting on me. Security had to escort him out because he was also hitting on our underage student assistant. It was just an experience, and I was so grumpy on Monday afterwards. So on my way home, I was very brave. I went through the CVS drive-through to get my inhaler. With all of the weather going up and down in Ohio, it'll be 60 degrees one day and 30 degrees the next day. My asthma's been going nuts, And I normally don't need my inhaler very often, but I went to go use it last week and realized my albuterol inhaler was expired, so I had to go pick up a new one. Then I came home and unloaded the dishwasher, and I got my book of the month, YA, which I've been enjoying. And then I made myself a margarita like a responsible adult, and then basically just spent the whole night reading and chilling out. Tuesday, I had a really bad insomnia Monday night into Tuesday. I was up for a really big chunk of the night and I was in a lot of pain. So I took Tuesday off work. I was already going to be leaving early because I had an eye doctor appointment on Tuesday. And I'm going to move all this stuff around. I did not space this out appropriately, but I just had a really slow, chill morning on Tuesday. Took my time getting up, getting ready. I was just in a lot of pain. And then I went to my eye doctor appointment, which was, I think, around 2:20 or something. And I was so ticked off. When I went back, the woman who took me back was clearly very ill, sneezing and coughing. And I had to request someone else to do the non-doctor part. I don't know what the word is for the person that does the vision test and all that sort of stuff. So I had to request someone else because I'm immunocompromised. I'm sorry, I can't be in the same room as you. I'd already paid my copay, but I was 100% ready to just walk out of there and not have my eye doctor appointment because this woman, her nose was red, she was coughing, and I'm so glad because the entire time I was at this appointment, I could hear her in other rooms coughing and sneezing and blowing her nose. And I'm like, why is she here? She's going to get everyone she examines sick. Ended up being okay. I did not get sick. It was fine. I'm really glad I stood up for myself, made sure that I was going to stay healthy. So I was really anxious after that just because I always get weird whenever I need to tell people, sick people, that I can't be around them because I feel like people take that very personally, even though it's just I can't, when I feel like getting sick impacts my lupus and I'm already at baseline immunocompromised. So it's just, I get very anxious when I have to ask sick people to stay away from me. I'm working on it. I know it's just something I'm going to have to get used to. But because my eyes were dilated, I couldn't read or really see anything. So I ended up watching Pride and Prejudice. So since I could see my TV from 10 feet away, and then Joe got Panera takeout for me for dinner. And then I read and went to bed really, really early because I was exhausted. So then on Wednesday, it was trash day and I had insomnia again from Tuesday into Wednesday. A lot of times, my insomnia isn't caused by anxiety. When I'm having a lot of joint pain, it wakes me up in the middle of the night. I'm not sleeping very deeply. I'm just very uncomfortable. So I ended up taking a half day on Wednesday. Since I work late on Wednesdays, I just worked 4 to 8. So I slept in, and then in the morning I had my coffee and watched YouTube, and I was actually able to use a little bit of that time to get some ironing done. It's really hard to balance when I have so little energy, balancing things I need to do at home versus work versus social stuff or, relationship things, and I can't do it all. So I took a little bit of that time on Wednesday morning and I'm so excited. I finally ironed. I haven't ironed in about 6 weeks. So I had some clothes to wear that weren't wrinkly and that was really nice. It made me feel better about myself to put on clothes that looked nice and not sloppy. There were Scribble Prince Co. new releases. I'm so far behind. Worked 4 to 8, came home, unloaded, got a package from LL Bean that I had ordered for Joe for Christmas that was back ordered, and then we watched the boys and just cuddled on the sofa, which was really nice. And then Thursday, I was in a lot of pain. Again, my feet and my hands have just been a wreck this week. This weekend, they've been good though, which was nice. And Thursday morning, I had my coffee and I cleaned off my desk while I was drinking my coffee, got my planning space in order because it was a hot mess. And then I left for work early enough to go get Taco Bell breakfast, which is my favorite thing in the whole wide world. And that Taco Bell, that just normal taco foiled sticker is from Magic Prince Co. I worked 9 to 5, and then I had a really nosy coworker because I'd been limping really badly on Wednesday. My knees and hips were also really bad. I was having trouble walking. And so when I walked in, people were like, oh, what's wrong with you? What's wrong? But then some guy, one of the guys that I don't really know at work at all, I've never talked to him ever, came up to me and was like, have you tried going gluten-free? Have you tried going vegan? Have you tried fasting? And like asking me all these really nosy questions about my diagnosis. And he's like, well, you don't have a rash. And like everyone that has lupus has like the butterfly rash. And I'm like, that's not true. You know, not everyone has that. Lupus is a cluster of symptoms. Not everyone has it. But it's like, I shouldn't have to explain. I don't know. It was just really, I kept trying to shut him down and he just wouldn't leave. And I was like, I don't feel comfortable discussing this. And then he just kept asking me questions. And I was like, what the heck? Like, it was so uncomfortable. I was on the reference desk, so I couldn't like really walk away. I ended up kind of just, I don't know, it was just so uncomfortable. And then Thursday, Joe was out with his friends celebrating someone's match results for their fellowship. And so I just had some alone time in the house, which was really nice. My me time, I had wine, I read, I watched YouTube. And on Thursday night, I finished my first 1-star book of 2020. So I marked that with the seal of disapproval. Was just not a good time. And then Joe and I watched the rest of the episode of The Boys on Thursday night from Wednesday that we hadn't finished. And then Friday morning, I was tired and my feet were absolutely killing me, but I did have a little bit more energy as the day went on, which was nice. I had my coffee and I planned. I was actually able to keep up in my main planner this week, which was nice to be able to take that time for myself. And then I worked 9 to 5, and there were Simply Gilded new releases. I bought like pretty much everything because I have a problem. Then I had a meeting with HR at work just to go over some FMLA stuff for all the lupus things. I needed new paperwork because my FMLA is about to expire from last year. We had our HelloFresh delivery, and then I had some wine and I read, and I started my first, I think I might have actually finished my first cloud plan with me, which was my first week in January. I got that all filmed, and that was really nice to like actually be current on plan with me's. It felt good. So Saturday morning, I had coffee and I read, and Joe went and got us Taco Bell breakfast, and I also unloaded the dishwasher, and then I basically just hung out on the sofa, listened to my audiobook, and played Two Dots on my cell phone, which is one of my favorite things to do when I'm just chilling out. And then I spent most of Saturday afternoon filming a ton of videos and editing a ton of videos. I think I edited 6 videos between flip throughs and my sticker collection and all of that. And then I took pictures and listed some kits I wanted to sell on the Scribble Prince Co. Buy Sell Trade group on Facebook, which is something I have been putting off for months. They've been sitting on my dresser. And so I finally just sucked it up and did it. And then I had some wine and read and just chilled out on the sofa downstairs before I went to bed. And then today, I slept in super late. It was really nice. I got the most solid night of sleep that I've had all week, and it was just really wonderful to wake up feeling refreshed. I had my coffee. I watched a bunch of booktube videos on YouTube, and then I came upstairs and I planned next week, which I haven't planned ahead, even just getting the foundation down in ages. And then I finished filming this plan with me, and then I edited, which is what I'm doing now with my voiceover and stuff. And I also have had laundry going all day long today, so I would have put that up above, but just with how everything fit, and I still am going to have more laundry going in later. It's just an all day thing. And then my dishwasher is running right now, so before I make dinner, I will unload. And then tonight, I'm just planning on putting on my audiobook and having a glass of wine and to celebrate a very productive weekend, and listening to my audiobook and just chilling out and either doing another step in my Millennium Falcon, or my brother got me the night bus from Harry Potter for Christmas. And then what I marked on the sidebar was just my lupus flare with a zombie sticker from Once More With Love. So this is the finished spread with everything all filled out. I am really enjoying planning in these inserts. It's nice to not have to white out anything at all, because I really hated whiteout, and it took a lot of the joy out of planning, which seems like a really silly little thing to completely ruin my planning mojo, but it did, and I've had so much fun doing these last couple spreads, so I'm looking forward to, as long as my joints cooperate, continuing to post these in a more timely fashion and getting back to posting weekly Plan With Me's. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in my next one. Bye!